The rain tapped gently against the tall glass windows of the city's most expensive restaurant. Inside, waiters in crisp uniforms moved gracefully between polished tables, serving the rich and powerful. But at one corner near the entrance, a man in oil-stained overalls stood awkwardly, clutching a small envelope in his calloused hands. His name was Adil, a mechanic who had spent the day fixing engines in a cramped garage. He had come here for a reason, to deliver a letter to the owner himself. But before he could take 2 steps in, a sneering manager blocked his way. "You don't belong here," the manager said coldly, glancing at Adil's clothes with disgust. "This is a luxury dining establishment, not a place for people like you." Heads turned. A few wealthy patrons chuckled under their breath. The humiliation burned like fire in Adil's chest, but he swallowed his pride. Without a word, he turned and walked out into the rain. That night, his small apartment felt colder than usual. He sat by the window, wondering if people like him would ever be seen for who they truly were, instead of what they wore. Hours later, in the middle of the restaurant's glamorous evening rush, the owner's phone rang. The moment he saw the number, the color drained from his face. His hands trembled as he answered. "Sir, I'm so sorry," the manager's voice stammered. We turned away a man earlier today. A mechanic." On the other end, the voice was calm but heavy. "That mechanic is Adil Khan, the man who rebuilt my late father's car for free when we couldn't afford it. The man who gave me back the only memory I had left of him. If not for him, I wouldn't be here today." The owner hung up without another word and rushed outside into the rain. He found Adil's garage, where the mechanic was still working under the dim light of a single bulb. Without hesitation, the owner stepped forward and bowed his head. "I owe you more than I can ever repay. Please, come back, this time, as my guest of honor." Adil smiled faintly, wiping grease from his hands. "I don't need a fancy table," he said. "Just a little respect." And in that moment, the owner understood. Wealth isn't measured by what's in your pocket, but by the dignity you give others. In the end, it wasn't the mechanic who needed an invitation, it was the world that needed to learn his